Let us now explore the next part in Python, which is the data structures, and we'll start with the data structures with list. So in Python, I'm going to cover data structures using list, tuple, and set. So this is the first video. This is going to be a two-part video for list because it's quite extensive. And let's explore that now. So lists in Python are mutable. So if the values are added, they can be changed. They are denoted by square brackets. So if you see square brackets in Python, we do not specify them list. If you see square brackets, they are list. And then they can be indexed. So they have a specific index number when you work with them. So let's jump into the list. Very important and very easy topic to understand. Let us explore how to make multiple lists, iterate through those lists, what are the different functionalities available in the list. So as we jump into the list, let me make a quick change in the structure to our folder directory so that it can also be replicated on our Git repo. So I'll do what? I'll just say one hyphen basics and I will move all these files into the basics folder, and I'll create another directory here. Let me call it as 2 hyphen data structures. Only reason I am doing this so that when you go to the Git, you will be able to find exactly how it is structured. In fact, I'll show it to you by the end of the session. Let us create a new file, call it as list hyphen basics. And I forgot to add .py. So let's do that quickly. .py file. And the idea here is I'll show you, as I said, lists, they are denoted by square brackets. They are mutable. That means you can change it, and they are indexed. So that's a good thing. Now, how do we create a list? So let's say I create a list call as letters. I'll say hyphen like square bracket A, B, C, D, E. So I have created this, and if I say print the letters now, also print the type of letters. Let's see how it works. So I'll cd into data structures, and then I say Python list basics. So you will see here we have got this list A, B, C, D, E, and its type is of list. So that's how you create a simple list. You can create a list which is a list of a list. So let's say I have a matrix, and here I say first list. Inside that I say 0 comma 1 and 2 comma 3. Now, obviously I will not be able to do any matrices function with this. There I have to import some libraries for doing that, but I'm just showing you multiple ways. So this is a list which contains another list. So here I've got list which contains another list. So let's say I want to create a list of 10 zeros. What will I do is I'll say 0, and then let's say 10 multiplied by it. Now if I print, let's see what happens. Python is quite wonderful in that basis. It's very easier for you to work with the things. Then you can combine multiple lists. So if I say combined is letters plus zeros, and if I print my combined list, let's see how it works. See A, B, C, D, E, and then those 10 zeros. Then if I have other list where I have got to, let's say I have certain characters and I want to convert. So this time I will also make use of a function called as list. So let's say chars. Uh, okay, name is equal to code with Z, and then I say chars. It's a list is equal to list of name, which will do what? Break this into now. Yeah, this will break. So it will break my word into single characters and it will create a list out of it. So these are various ways in which you can create a list. Next, let us try how do we access the elements in lists. Yeah, how do we access the elements in the list? So let's say I use that letters again. Letters is A, B, C, D, and E. So I already had that list. Now let's say I want to access the first element. So I'll say print first element in my list is going to be what? Letters of 0, because it is indexed. Yeah, because it is indexed, you should be able to look at it now. See, first element is A. At the same time, if I want to see the last element, so this time I'm not aware, like, see, so best option is you always use -1, because -1 in the negative is the first one which is starting from the end. So this is a good way to use the negative indexing here. Then when you want to access in ranges, yeah, when you want to access in ranges, like from A to C, how will you do that? So let's say print letters of 0 colon 2. Let's see what it prints. So it is AB. Why? Let us try to understand the psyche behind it. So here it is 0. So this is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And then if I want to make it 1 based, how will it will be? So for that reason, this will now change on 1 based. So this becomes 1. This becomes 2. This becomes 3. This becomes 4. And this becomes 5. So when you do in ranges, they take the starting one from 0 base. So this is what A. And they take the ending one on 1 base. So that is what B. That is why the output is A and B. And it is common in all the programming languages. So once and for all, you can understand this. If I say print letters from nothing to 3. Now see what should happen. I am expecting what? 0, B, and so ABC is something I am expecting. Let's see, does that happen? Yeah, ABC. And then the other way is print letters from 2 colon. So this 2 colon will be doing what? From the second index, from here till end. Yeah. So let's see. So it's starting from C, because this is 0 index ka C, and then C, D, and E. So this is how you access in the ranges. And you can use the same thing to even clone. So how will that happen now? I can say letters underscore clone is letters of 0 to 0. See, when you use this, you are not creating a reference value, but you are creating a new value. So if I say print my letters of clone, we will see this is a clone value now, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, this is good. Then we also have, when we want to go through the list of numbers, I can also do through steppers. So I can say numbers is equal to list of, and this list will be, I'm using a range here, range of 1 to 21. That means it will create 1 to 20 is my code. And I will just quickly say this is my steppers. And under my steppers, see, I'll first print my numbers. Let's see what it prints. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what do I do next is print numbers from everything to everything and with a stepper of 2. So last value is the stepper. Let's see what it gives. So it is giving me 1, 3, 5, 7. So 1 skipping 2, 3, skipping 4, 5, and so on. Yeah. Then if I use with the stepper of 1, what is the default value for stepper of 1? Let's say it's the basic one, right? What we have right now. That will be the complete thing. And if I want to inverse my list, if I want to inverse my list, how will I do? I will just make it what? -1. And you see it, the list got inverse. So this is how you basically access the elements in the list. Now the next thing we'll focus is something what we call as list unpacking. Okay, now this is quite interesting. Let's say you have got numbers, and I'm changing the list of the numbers now. So I have got 1, 2, 3. I have got 4 for 4 times. Then I have got 5 and 6. Now let's say you want to find out what is the first, what is the last element. So how will you do that? You will say first, you have seen, right, how to say numbers of 0. Then if you want to say the last number, you will say numbers of -1. Let's say in this situation. Then you want to find the second number, you will say the numbers of 1. Then you want to say, let's say, second last number is equal to, then I'll go for, I guess, -2, and let's try to print this out. So I'll print mm, first is first, last is last, and so on. So this is what second. Let me. I'm using this because I'll be using this after show you the trick here. Second, and then let's print second last. Okay. So let's see what is the output after I do this. Okay. So my second last is numbers. Yeah, numbers of that one. So see, the first is first, second is second, and this is how I would normally try to get my values output. This is a traditional way. Now we have got a very wonderful way of unpacking a list. How can we do that? Let me uncomment this. Sorry, let me comment this and try to show you what you do. On the right hand side, you give the source list. So that is your source. Then I say first. Okay. Then I say second. Then I say, let's say last. Then I say, so you're matching the sequence. Now see, first, second. If I do this, you know what will happen. Now first, second, third, and fourth, they will be one, two, three, four. Let's check that out after I have changed this value. And they are saying, okay, if there are too many values to unpack. So the idea is I wanted first, second, that is one and two, last and second last, which is six and five, and all the other values which are in between. I wanted to add it in others. So I'll do what? I'll use an asterisk symbol and I say others. So let us try to print that as well. Print others with others, and let's see what happens here. So we have got first, second last. So this is how you unpack a list. Now this, what is the first element? You can put it in F first. If you want, you can change the variable name. This first, second, they are not the fixed variable. You can change, like for example, F to first to F, and it will still work. It should work. Yeah. So this is a very wonderful way. So this is very wonderful way how Python allows you to work with this sort of implementation, and whatever values you don't want, like, or you want to club together, you can just use an asterisk symbol and put all those value inside it. So here what happened? One got linked to one F, two got linked to second, then last one was this one. So six got linked here, five got linked to second last, and all the values remaining, that is three, and all the other fours, it got linked into others, and that is what is printed here. So this is an implementation called as unpacking of list. So the last part we are going to cover up in this particular video, this part is the looping in the list. So how do we do that? So let's say I have got a list called as letters, which again have A, B, C, D, E. I will simply say for letter in letters. You have seen this during the looping video. You can see the link for the looping video in the iBlock, or you can find it in the description. And then I can simply just say print letter. So what will be the output now? See, A, B, C, D, E. It is printing all my letters as required. Then I say print 40 multiplied by hyphen. So it will just give us a separator there. Okay. And I want to show you in list, we have got another thing, which is I'm showing you one thing ahead. That is, we have got an enumerator which will convert this into a tuple. Now, tuple is in round brackets, which we are going to cover up in the third part of this data structure videos. But for now, I can simply say for an element, and there is a function called as enumerate will do what? For every element it will give you a number. See, for letters I am giving you, if you want to have an indexed value, so what will you do now? Print the element, every element. Let's see what we get after this. See, so we started getting an index number 0a and so on. So if I pick this up now, so this is how a tuple looks like in Python. Now we are going to see that in some time, but for now, uh, multiplied by hyphen. If I try to get this element, so I had a single element here, and this element is looking like this, how it is, like 1 and comma b. And now here we have got index and value. So if I try to unpack this, because this is also a list, if I try to unpack this, I will say index and value, okay, is equal to the element. And if I print my index hyphen hyphen value, let's see what happens. So it is printing 1 and b. So this way, what it does, like whatever element you have, it can also be. Only reason why I was showing you that is I can use the same thing exactly in my printing for here. See what I can do. Instead of that, I can simply replace my element with index comma value and print this index comma value instead of the element here. Now, just for fun of it, I'll add a arrow so that we know that this is getting printed from the second loop. So you see, like after I use my enumerate, this is how my application works. And to do this is how we write the basics of my list, simple implementation order. So thank you for watching this video. You can find all this code on git repo. And before we end the video, I'll just show you. Let me make the push quickly. Data structures list part 1. Okay, I will sync my changes. Let it happen. Okay. If you see now, there are two folders created. Basics have all the basics folders which we have done earlier. It is there. And the list contains the data structure one which we have completed right now. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and do share with your friends.